Music and media. Today, we will be telling you how music is a subject in media literacy. How, just like with all other types of media, you create and then receive feedback through people analyzing and evaluating your music. Also, why it is good to be media literate when it comes to the subject of music. We will be breaking it down into three categories of the creation, the analyzation, and the evaluation of music, as well as the details within them. Starting with the first category of creation, creating media within the subject of music is something unique in its own way, just as any other form of media is. Music is, of course, all auditory in how we receive it. If one was to make music, they would need to know all the elements going into the message you're trying to send with the music you're creating.
To name some of the factors, you must know what genre of music you're of course making and putting out. This would lead to the type of audience you reach or speak to, which also vary in genres such as hip hop, jazz, rock, EDM, etc. Then within the genre of music, your message must also speak to your audience. After all, music is just another way to give the message to tell a story. Then also in the curation process is knowing what type of media platform you want to push your music on. This is a huge factor nowadays as there are many apps for music, some more popular than others. In terms of hip hop, the less popular apps usually hold more local known music from various and upcoming artists in different areas. These are apps such as Spinrilla, DatPiff, My Mixtapes, and etc.
Then, you have the more popular apps that hold most of the music as well, but mainly more music from artists that have already made an impact or have a steady and growing fan base. These are apps like Apple Music, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, and Spotify. Depending on where you are in your career, can lead you to drop music on various different platforms, as each app already has steady users. So depending on who you want to spread your music to, depends on how ambitious you are and what platform you use. With all that in mind comes the creator. As a creator of music, of course one must be naturally talented to make music that people like. But in terms of what they write, the message of their music and songs is the biggest factor. The type of audience that is listening plays in, as well as other factors that we talked about. This is a huge subject today as hip hop has gained a huge boom in popularity. The perfect example is how parents don't like that their kids are getting on free music apps and sites and downloading music that they don't approve of. And another example being how some artists nowadays speak heavily on drugs, but don't realize the audience that follows them might try what they speak on. So, with the creation of media and music, to be media literate on. I fucking spelled it wrong. So, with the creation of media and music, to be media literate, we must understand that the message being put out is the most important factor, as it can have an effect on a listener or fans and a creator's fan base.
So, as well as gaining a fan base, you must be media savvy and know how to promote your music on other respective apps. These few factors are some of the things that show the creation process of music as a subject to media literacy, which will of course lead us to the next category of analyzation. With the category of analyzation and evaluation as well, both are of course the direct result of someone creating the music. So analyzation and evaluation are done mainly by an audience, and others having to hear the creator's content and media.
So, analyzation is when a creator's following or a random person hears your music and chooses to dig deeper into what they've heard to find out the validity of what is being said, whether there are any poetry elements, references to other factual people, etc. So, in a literal sense, breaking down the composition of elements that make up the lyrics and finding the reasons for the tone or sound of an artist's music. Of course, one could easily just listen to your music for the feeling of it and not worry at all about the message, but with the music being a subject of media literacy, it is a beneficial thing to analyze the message of the music and dig deeper into the message.
Finally, we come to the last of the categories, the evaluation. The evaluation of music is when you make the judgment of the value of the elements in the media message. So, in a literal sense, hearing music and seeing if that meets your standard for what you like, what you believe in, and how the artist can relate to you.
In terms of why evaluation is a big factor, it is because this is all about what the listener and user of the media wants and likes. You can simply not care about media literacy and the evaluation of the media and glaze over the opinions and elements in an artist's song. Or you can truly listen in and see if, for example, the artist has been through something you've also been through. This is a huge thing as a lot of people use music to cope with problems and simply help enjoy their own lives.
So, being able to evaluate the message of the music put out is a huge thing, as it helps you understand more about yourself, as well as gets you more involved in the creator's music and being able to have others to do so as well. Evaluating your music overall helps you to cope with things through music, as well as meet others and gain new ideas or different perspectives on your own ideas and thoughts.
In conclusion, we see that music is definitely a subject of media, if not the most popular, and we must stay media literate so that we can fully understand everything we are taking in when listening to our music.